6 plague, and he's still not going to let them go. 7, 8, and 9, and he's still not going to let them go. But on the 10th time, I send my plague, which involves killing the firstborn son of Pharaoh, he finally will let him go. And then even after that, God said, I'm going to harden Pharaoh's heart even again, and he's going to come after you. And now we find ourselves in the text this morning. Right now, the Israelites are in a very uncomfortable situation. Right now, they have nothing but desert on both sides of them. So they have nowhere to go. In front of them, they have this big, vast body of water called the Red Sea. And behind them, they got this Egyptian army steadily approaching to take them back into slavery. And some of us, we are experiencing some Israelite moments. We are in uncomfortable situations where we have nobody to turn to left and right. We have nowhere to go. In front of us, we have this big, vast body of obstacles in front of us. And behind us, we have nothing but haters and doubters and people trying to pull us back into our slavery. Young people, you go on to college, and you come back to the same people that you were hanging out with, and you recognize that they were still in the same place when you left. And the next thing you know is that they're talking about you change. They're trying to pull you back into your slavery. Or maybe you're just trying to, you're trying to make a change in your life. You're trying to fall in love with Jesus. You're trying to change your life around. And then all of a sudden, the people that you used to hang out with, in those places that you used to go to, now all of a sudden they say, oh, you think you better than us. Trying to pull you back inside your slavery. It's not that I don't think that I'm better than you. I've just decided, like the Israelites, that it's time for me to transition from my slavery to my freedom.
All right, preacher.
Now, we look at the text, we will understand that there was actually a shorter route that they could have taken before they ended up in this situation. So not only is there a shorter route, but I'm uncomfortable because I didn't take it. Now the text says that there's a reason why they didn't go that route. The text says is that God said that they feared that if they were to face war with the Philistines, then they would turn and go back to Egypt.
Talk, sir.
Now when I read that, I wasn't satisfied with that. Now let me tell you. Let me help you understand my frustration. Because it's in the text, right? Why would you not be satisfied with that, Brent? Okay. Well, let me park that real quick. Let me ask you a question. How many of you, and you'll see where I'm going in a minute, how many of you know why Jesus was born in a manger? Show of hands. Nobody. Okay. All right. Well, I've asked a few people, and you know the number one answer I get? Because there was no room for him. That's it. That's the romantic Sunday school answer that you get. Now that's in the text. That's in the text. But there's one major detail that you forgot. This is God we're talking about. The creator of the universe, the one who took dust from the ground, spat in it, molded, shaped it, blew in his nostrils, and out came us.
Talk, sir.
Don't think for 1 second that God could not have stretched the earth wide, took one of his mansions out of heaven, threw it down to earth, right next to the end for his baby boy to be born in, if he wanted to. The reason why he was born in a manger in poverty was because God designed it that way. Now, getting back to the text, it's exactly why they are in this uncomfortable situation. It's because God designed it that way. It's not just because God feared that if they was to face war, they would turn back and go back to Egypt. God could have easily taken out the Philistines if he wanted to. You know that if you would have fast forwarded to the future and read books like Joshua or 2 Chronicles, you know exactly how God takes care of the Israelites as enemies. God can take out their enemies before they even got there. So to say that that was the only reason, you completely missed the point. It's because God designed it that way. Now the reason why I'm emphasizing this for our lives is because depending on how how you look at the situation will determine how you respond to it. If you're looking at your uncomfortable situation as and giving it some type of human justification, then you might respond in a human way. But if you're looking at your situation as the reason why I am here in the predicament that I'm in is because God designed it this way,
All right.
then now you're able to go forward with faith.
Yes.
Because you know, any time that God designs something, he designs it with purpose.
Yes.
Going back to the text, what was the purpose of them being in this uncomfortable situation? It's because God had a much greater plan. That plan was so great that he said, not only am I going to deliver the Israelites, but I'm going to destroy their enemies in the process.
Yes. Talk, sir.
Let me say that again. Not only am I going to deliver the Israelites, but I'm going to destroy their enemies in the process.
Yes.
That's right.
There are some of us going through those uncomfortable situations.
Yes.
And God has taken you not the shorter route, but he's actually told you to turn around, and he's placed you in an uncomfortable situation on purpose, and it's against your logic, against your human thought thinking. And you're wondering, why God, I couldn't go that way. I was much more comfortable when we were headed in that direction.
Talk, sir.
But now you're in this situation, but the reason why he's placed you in this situation is because he has a greater plan.
Come on.
And that greater plan might just include that not only he's going to deliver you from your situation, but he's going to destroy your enemies.
Come on,
That's right.
Every doubter, every hater, every enemy, he's about to shut them all up. And prepare a table before you right in the presence of him. That's the type of God that we serve. Now, what did the Israelites start to do?
Listen.
Now, God has just sent 10 plagues to get them out of 430 years of slavery. 430 years of slavery. God sent 10 plagues to do it. He's leading them with fire by night, clouds by day. You would have thought they would have shown a little gratitude. But the text says they began to panic and complain.
Right.
Why did you bring us out here, Moses? Did you bring us out here to die because there wasn't enough grain in Egypt? Did not tell you to leave me alone? Leave us in Egypt. Exactly. Come on. They've been enslaved for so long.
Oh my goodness.
That now they think that the uncertainty of their freedom is worse than the certainty of their sin.
Right. Talk, sir.
Some of us have been enslaved for so long. We've been enslaved for so long.
Talk,
To
sir.
our sin and to our storms and to what we're going through.
Right.
That we can't even see freedom when it comes out.
Right. You're right. Shout.
You see, before Moses came along, they knew exactly where to go use the restroom if they needed to. They knew how many bricks they needed to lay. They knew what quotas they had to meet. They knew if they were hungry, they knew exactly where to get their food if they needed it. But now Moses comes along and he changes the game on them. And now freedom walks along, slaps them in their face, and they can't even recognize it.
Lord have mercy.
Freedom is constantly slapping us in the face daily.
Right.
But we can't even recognize it because we're used to our slavery.
Talk, sir.
This is all I know. I've been like this for years. I've been like this for generations after generations. I've been enslaved my